Yo, 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 what it do, man? Welcome to another episode of Li+Sports, man. I'm glad you're here with me. And today we talking LSU Tigers, man, out of the SEC, man. Hey, man, before we get into this video, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and please leave all comments below. Hey, man, we talking about the LSU Tigers, man, coming in as the number 9 team in the nation, man. Hey, before we can get into the 2025 season, man, we got to take a look back at the 2024 season. So let's do that. So as you can see, man, LSU last year went 9-4, 5-3 in the SEC. They won their bowl game against Baylor. Last year the offense was awesome, man. They averaged 30.5, 47th in the nation. They also put up 435 points a game. Garrett Nussmeier threw for over 4,000 yards. Cam Durham, the fabulous freshman out of Duncanville in Texas, ran for 753 yards. And Aaron Anderson, who will be a superstar this year, he also had almost 900 yards. Whit Wills led the team in tackles. So LSU, last year they went 9-4, 5-3. Had a young ball club, bringing a lot of people back this year. Like I said, they started a lot of young freshmen. I'm gonna keep it real. I look for LSU to be at the end of the season a tier 1 team. I think this team is loaded. I think last year they had to play a lot of young players, a lot of freshmen, and I think this year with the ability, knowing that they have a lot of experience, I think LSU is just going to ascend to another level. I see LSU and Miami as the same. They got to fix that defense. Last year, the defense gave up a lot of points, nearly 25 points a game. So if LSU can ring in that defense and get it tighter, get it playing much better, that it has played over the last 3 years, and to speak more on that, man, I'm shocked that LSU defense over the last 3 or 4 years has not been to that LSU elite level. I thought with the type of athletes that they have, they still sending kids to the draft in the first round, but they just not haven't put it together defensively over the last 3 or 4 years. Even when they had Daniels winning the Heisman Trophy year, their defense wasn't elite. So if they turn it around, they can turn it around on defense. Man, look at LSU. The sky's the limit. Let's get into their schedule a little bit. Let's see what's talking about their schedule. And playing in the SEC, you already know what time it is. The schedule is very difficult. And week 1, look at it. Week 1, they got Clemson. That would be a hell of a ball game. Right now, early predictions, I will take Clemson in that game. But like I said, if LSU defense show up with that type of offense, man, we don't even know. The next week they got La Tech, and then September 13th, they right back at it. Welcome to the SEC. They got Florida. So, and then Southwest Louisiana, and then look at that back-to-back. Ole Miss, South Carolina. And then they go with Vanderbilt, and then look at that back-to-back. Texas A&M, number 8 Alabama. So a very tough, very, very tough schedule. LSU must not migrate through. But let me say this again: with they type of talent, with Cam Durham, with Garrett Nussmeier, with the receiving core that they have, with the experience now that they have, they can navigate through this schedule. Even though it's tough, with the type of team that they have. And remember, last year they finished with 9 victories. So again, I could see a 2-game improvement. I could see 11 victories this year. Playing in Death Valley is very tough, so they always gonna have that advantage. So again, you could pencil them in at least for 5 victories at home. So let's keep it moving a little bit. Let's talk about Garrett a little bit. And I thought Garrett was very impressive last year. You can see those stats. Nearly over 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He had a QBR 80 on the head. I'm sorry. And again, I think with those type of numbers, you got to say Garrett is at least a Heisman Trophy in the top 10 of Heisman Trophy candidates. Playing at a big time school like LSU, playing the type of schedule he have. he has to play week in and week out. You have to put Garrett Nussmeier as a Heisman Trophy contender. And like I say, look at those stats, man. Them playing in the SEC with a 29 touchdown, 12 interception, more than a 2-to-1 turnover ratio. This kid is definitely, in my opinion, should be a Heisman Trophy contender. But it all depends on what the team does. Again, that LSU defense that I grew up watching must return to that form, must return to that top tier form. If they do, like I say, man, LSU could be a serious contender this year. Let's get back into watching a little bit more of this. I guess this is a scrimmage, or this is actually, I'm sorry, this is fall camp. So let's watch a little bit more of the fall camp tape. And again, man, week one, very tough game. Clemson, man, that is going to be an explosive matchup. Clemson is very loaded, very deep. We will get into them later. I'm doing the top 10 countdown. As you know, Clemson's number 4. So later in the week, I'll break down Clemson. But I think that game, Clemson and LSU is going to rival the Miami and Notre Dame game. I think both of those games will be phenomenal on August 31st. Also, that game against Florida will be also very big. So, like I said, Clemson got a very tough first 2 weeks, first 3 weeks. They do get a semi cupcake in the middle, but man, to start the season off with Clemson, then have Florida week 3. But again, I truly believe if LSU defense returns to that old LSU defense that it was about 10 years ago, man, the sky's the limit for LSU. Okay, we're gonna stop it right there. And again, man, quickly before we get out of here, man, like I say, man, the sky's the limit for LSU. They're returning so much explosive players on offense. Garrett Nussmeier, who I feel should be a Heisman Trophy candidate. Camden running that ball, man, as a freshman, having nearly 800 yards. So LSU is definitely set on offense. The question is defense. Over the last 3-4 years, LSU, like I keep saying in this video, they have not been the LSU I grew up watching. But if, like I said, if they return to that LSU that I grew up watching, man, look out for LSU. They can ascend to, like I say, to a tier one team, playoff, and maybe, just maybe, in the national championship. Well, to the next time, Li+Sports. You already know.